We always learn so much with the cookie jar. People are shocked Heather's never had a Coney dog.
Really?
Yeah.
You're shocked by that? That's not shocking.
Well, I mean, at one point in your life, you did eat meat.
I did.
And you've talked about different events that you've gone to in Detroit, and I just can't believe that you've never been to Lafayette or
I've
National.
been there.
Yeah, but you've never eaten a Coney dog.
Yeah, but I've had fries. I mean, I've been there, and I know what a Coney dog is.
Right.
But when I was younger, in my meat-eating days, Coney dogs were like not
Is there anything
something I
you
ate.
foresee in your future as going back to eating meat, or at least picking one that you might eat?
I thought maybe
Hot
when I
dogs
was
might
pregnant,
not be the
I might-
the go-to.
like thinking like, oh, maybe I'm going to crave like grilled chicken or I don't know. No. So I thought maybe when I was
Cheeseburger?
pregnant, no.
Guys, Gov just had the worst take I've ever heard.
Yes, I'm guessing it's the M&M.
Says, I've always knew he was the whitest guy on the show. A lot of rappers better than Eminem. Stick to Toby Keith.
So I responded to that person.
Nathan
Actually, we
Clausen.
don't respond much, and we're having a
Oh,
conversation.
from the hometown.
So I said, Dre, Lamar, Public Enemy, etc. I would prefer them over Eminem. This personal preference, and he even said that in his response. But the one thing I take issue with is he said, stick with Toby Keith. I do not like country music, and you'll never see me turn it on. If it's on at a barbecue, I think it fits the scene, but I just won't personally select it because it's just a bunch of hicks singing about a bunch of drunks.
All right, so you get in the car and you're heading to Tecumseh. Where?
Sorry, Tecumseh, but I'm
what are you
outlier on
listening
this
to?
one.
Okay, and don't say sports talk, but what are you listening to if it's music?
Anything but country. I'll turn on some rap
Yeah.
once in a while. I'm not going to start listing stations or plugging anything else that might be online apps and stuff.
Yeah.
But I like a variety of music. I really do. I think, and even country, it's just my least favorite. Using hate's a strong word.
Yeah.
Somebody also called me out for, of course, you went with the Lincoln Memorial. You stormed the Capitol 4 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
People are crazy.
Ticket texters are ruthless.
Yeah.
As someone,
I love it.
You see them coming in real time.
I love it, man. I love the John back and forth. It's so much fun.
I do too. Someone wants to know, John, how many Coney dogs can you eat in a single sitting?
Ooh.
Maybe in your prime.
In my prime, I'm still in my prime.
You think you're in your eating prime?
I could eat at least a half dozen of them.
What?
No, it was only 6.
It's heavy food.
You think you're in your eating prime right now?
Well, I'm
Not when you were
in
like
my prime.
okay.
And,
I mean,
eating
like
prime would come along with
like
that. Yes.
Washington Redskins offensive tackle John Jansen. How many could you eat? 10?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably really not a limit because if I would just eat, gorge myself, and then if I wanted another one, I'd just wait 10 minutes and be hungry again.
Okay, then.
Yeah,
You can put them down.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When you're in a prime, you don't even count. You're just
Right.
doing it. You know,
Yeah.
it's just easy work.
Yeah, it's just how much is it going to cost me. Could afford more then than I can now.
All right, last thoughts on the Commanders and the Lions before we hand this over to the guys.
I think it all hinges on if the Lions come out and they play mistake-free football, and it's no pre-snap penalties, no unforced errors, no turnovers. There's really no path for Washington to win this game. They have to rely on the underdog mentality of you have to keep us in the game. You have to do something to give us an extra possession, to give us a short field, and maybe we get a score on a turnover, or somebody gets out of their their lane going down the field on a, maybe I can say kickoff because that seems pointless. On a punt, and we return one like that. They're going to have to get some easy scores, and I just don't see this team. This team is going to be so well prepared for this game. And they are not looking at it the same way we do in regards to, they're looking at it as what can we take advantage of and how can we win this game? But they're so focused individually, as units, the side of the ball, the team, on winning this game, that I don't expect any of those unforced errors.
Yeah, I think Washington, if they play this game 10 times, they could win 1 or 2. I don't want to tell you that it's impossible for Washington to win the game. But that's still only a 10 to 20% shot here. Detroit should win this game. They should handle their business. You're right. They'd have to make several, not just one, but several mistakes in this one They have to
keep them in it.
Yeah, to keep them in it. And I think Washington's going to do everything they can. They're going to throw the kitchen sink at Detroit. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They're going to give us a taste of their own medicine. They'll mix up some tempo. They like to play a little faster, but there's a danger in that. Because if you don't convert, you're going to be sitting on the sideline watching a 7-minute drive while Detroit's offense punishes your defense. So they have very little margin for error. And if they make mistakes, it snowballs. If Detroit makes mistakes, they're still in it. We've seen them come back down 10 on the road to Minnesota, 17 on the road to Houston. Detroit's just got the offense that'll dig them out of a hole or, preferably, bury him before it gets there. And keep him at an arm's length away. Because if Jaden Daniels is as good as he's appeared to be, he'll make some plays in this game. He'll extend a play. They'll convert a fourth down. We'll be sitting there going, son of a... But at the end of the day, he's got to continue to do that repeatedly to keep up with the Lions. And I think going into a hostile environment where he may see a wrinkle that he's not used to, he may try to communicate something. It might not get communicated properly with the noise. And they may make a couple mistakes that they simply can't afford to make. Detroit could afford a mistake or two. I don't think Washington can. It's a really tough sled for them. I think, again, if they play the game 10 times, Detroit would win 8 or 9 of them, and I think the majority would be by double digits. I really think that's what's staring them in the face, is just a 15-win team with playoff experience that's hungry, that's not overlooking their opponent, and Dan Campbell's going to have this team ready to go.
And this is going to be a Commander's offensive line that's not really faced a situation like this where they can't hear. And yeah, you can go silent count. Everybody's done silent count. They did it in high school, college, in the pros. Like it's something that you would think is easy to do, but it's in theory and in practice, it's a little bit different. So, and here's the difference: is 1st and 10. All right, hey, it's a great way to start a set of downs. 1st and 15, because you're marching back for a procedure penalty. That's a big deal. You're looking at 3rd and 7. All right, that's manageable, especially for a team that likes to go on 4th down versus 3rd and 12. Because you just marched back and you're trying to make sure you get to that edge as a tackle. Like those are things that will affect this Commanders team.
Gator, thanks for letting us borrow your producer today.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thanks for hanging out with us for a couple hours.
I didn't realize that that had to happen.
We had speculated if he didn't want to work with you guys anymore or what was going on, but
yeah, there was rumor because of the argument that you and Doug had in December. And the spat, that you guys had that it had carried over to the producer now, that you guys had joined forces and it was 2-on-1.
But he said he didn't want to. He kept all that's in house.
I mean, yeah, but clearly he's having to make a Sophie's choice here, so it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. So,
How excited are you for Saturday night?
pretty excited. Actually, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm so glad it's a Saturday night instead of a Sunday night. If it were Sunday night, there'd be more angst, I'd be anxious about it. I'm excited about that. I think there's a difference.
I agree.
Right now, I don't have that hit in my stomach. Like, oh God. I feel good about this game. I like their chances in this game. I think it's going to be an electric atmosphere, an atmosphere that we haven't seen in Ford Field, and we say that a lot. And
because each step is better,
it gets to that level and surpasses it. But I mean, last game that was there for the Vikings game. And I think that the atmosphere there was as good or better than it was for that Bears game on that primetime game years ago. That everybody references with the
Monday night with Javid Best,
run and all that, the reception. And so it's pretty great, and I can't wait for this tomorrow night.
Doug, you've had a Coney dog before, like before you switched off of red meat.
I actually don't think I ever had.
So you and Heather are in same company?
I don't know how you do it, Gator.
I've never had a Coney dog.
Never?
No.
For a hot dog?
I've had a hot dog, yes.
But not Coney.
No. I mean, that doesn't look appealing. Like, there's nothing really appealing about a Coney dog.
Don't dig yourself a deeper hole here. It's okay if you just have never had one, but don't do this.
No, I'm good.
What do you guys got coming up?
Well, it's a fabulous football Friday.
Yes, it is.
It's a prediction Friday. There's a lot to unpack with the biggest game played in Detroit, since the 2009 Game 7 Stanley Cup Finals?
This game played in Detroit?
Yeah.
Well, since last year's playoff game.
I feel like this one feels more like a team that's on a path to the top.
Bigger things.
Yeah. They have a chance to host the NFC title game. But we will discuss it in depth.
Yes. And then next week, he can ask that